Thanks, Asaph.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. My name is Noelle McAvoy.
And I'm Scott Ramp.
And that was Asaph Adonai on piano. And it is Monday morning, and we have a very exciting show for you guys.
Yes, we have a
I'm very excited.
There's a lot going on.
Yes. Well, we got our girls here from Missoula County Public School Board.
Missoula County Public Schools.
The school. I was at
board.
We got
Susan Hay-Patrick.
Yeah.
And we have Hat Lindman.
Yep. Yeah. And then we also have a cooking segment.
Yes.
Remember last week we were talking about how we're going to get a cooking segment?
And now it's happening.
Yes.
There it is.
We're so excited. Woo! Yeah.
But of course, the weather, it's raining this morning, if you haven't already noticed.
A little bit frightful.
But of course, you can expect that to end with a sunny day today with a high of 70 degrees, and then tonight a low of 35. And then Saturday, you can... Oh, wait.
Oh, man. This is different weather.
This is totally different weather. Okay.
This is not the weather for today.
This is different weather for today. I clicked on weather and it went to Friday, Saturday, Sunday for no apparent reason.
Weird, really weird. So the weather outside is not as good looking as
No, it's not going to be good looking at all. It's going to be 100% to 70% chance of rain with a high of 55 degrees outside.
Yeah.
And that's my bad, sorry. I didn't mean to tease with sunny weather, but you can expect your Wednesday to be sunny, but your next 2 days to be fairly rainy. But
it's starting to get cold. Like we're out of the glorious, warm Indian summer, and then now we're going into the cold fall time.
Yeah.
So it'll be about 60s, 50s the rest of the week.
But why would you want to go outside? You should just stay inside and watch Wake Up Missoula.
All day.
And you can also watch our show on our webpage, wakeupmissoula.wix.com/Wake Up Missoula. So nice. We made you write it out twice just to get on the website.
There's Scott and I hand jabbing.
Yep. And you can find out more videos. You can play all sorts of interesting things. You can see galleries, you can see last show, you can see past interviews.
Yep.
Susan Hay-Patrick and Mark Thane interview, but of course they're going to come on today, so we're going to replace that this afternoon. But of course, you can also like us on our Facebook page, Wake Up Missoula.
You can like Wake Up Missoula on Twitter, as well as Missoula Community Access Television on Twitter. And you can like MCAT on Facebook.
And don't forget, MCAT.org is where you can find out everything you need to know about MCAT, and every second Wednesday of the month is our orientation for any new prospective producers as videographers who want to be a part of MCAT, and it's great.
Very true. And as you guys saw in that beautiful picture on the front of our website, we have got our drop-in stop-motion animation camp. Started last Saturday, and it will be going on every Saturday for the foreseeable future. And it was a success. We had about 6 kids show up. It was a lot of fun. We've got a couple of their videos to show you guys today.
We're going to show that at the later end of our show, so if you stay with us, we have a lot to show, but for right now, we're going to show a little what's new on MCAT tonight, and followed by Susan Hay-Patrick and Hat Lindman. So we'll be right back right after this.
They have been integrated into our classrooms, so they've been studying right along with our students, and they're also working on personal projects to further their knowledge about these environmental issues. So can we just start with Thailand and maybe just talk about your personal transitions? Yeah.
For me, not too much change, but make me more concerned about environmental and more about global warming. Because the thing that I know is like just normal, simple thing that people used to know. But after I come to live here, I found that they have more issue, more problem. That's quite difficult to solve. I think if people try to help, it will be easy. But actually, not everyone want to do like that. Some of them not believe in global warming, but some of them know, but don't want to take action. They think that just only herself cannot help anything. But actually, if we help together, it can solve the problem.
back here with Susan Patrick and Hat and Lemon, and they're here to talk to us about more in terms of the mail-in ballot, and if you haven't got your mail-in ballot, where you can find it, all that stuff. So please, take it away.
Go right ahead. Well, I think it's really important for voters to recognize the fact that they have a ballot. It's arrived already. So if you have a big stack of mail somewhere on a table in your house, it's a good idea to go through that stack and find your ballot. Because if you're registered to vote and you're an active voter in Missoula, then your ballot was mailed out last week. And you want to make sure you return that in the mail by October 30th. So before Halloween, if you're going to put a stamp on it, get it in the mail by the 30th. If you want to turn it in person, there are locations all around Missoula that will be available on November 3rd, including every single elementary school in Missoula.
Perfect.
Great. So I already got my mail-in ballot, so I'm taken care of.
And if you don't have your mail-in ballot, you can go to the elections office at the county fairgrounds every day between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Re-register, change your address, register right up on election day.
Perfect. Great. For all those irresponsible people like me.
Well, it's true. Even if you've changed your address, you might not remember that you've changed your address and the elections office sent your ballot to some other house.
Yeah, it's very true.
And one more quick thing, we want people to vote both sides of the ballot. If you live in the elementary district, there are 2 ballot issues on your ballot. You have to turn it over. So
And
you're
you-
not done.
And you just got to make sure that you look at both sides anyways of the ballot, because you don't know whether or not you vote on something, you know.
And so there's a difference between if you live in the city and if you live in the county. Can you guys tell us about that?
Sure. If you live in the city, you're in both school districts, both the elementary district and the high school district, and they're 2 separate bonds, one for K through 8, one for high school. If you live sort of outside the core of the city, you're just in the high school district, and you vote only on the high school bond.
Okay. And then so those people that live outside the district, they can of course vote on the elementary school bond too, right?
It won't be on their ballot because they have their own elementary schools that feed into the Missoula County Public School high schools.
Okay, that makes more sense now. Nice.
And another cool thing you can do if you want to return your ballot early and you don't want to put a stamp on it, but you want to drop it off and you want to make sure you get that I voted sticker, they have those at the fairgrounds and the elections office. I know, I'm a big nerd. I love to parade around.
Yeah.
I don't have it on this morning.
Status symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get specific. So tell us about technology that needs to be updated.
This is the most fun part of my job, is talking about how we're going to update every single one of Missoula's schools with new technology. So we want to first say we are so thankful to voters who approved an increase in our technology levy in 2013. That levy is designed to pay for the equipment that students and teachers use in their hands, computers, iPads, laptops, things like that, software, training. What it doesn't pay for is all the wiring behind the walls that really makes those devices sing and move quickly. So what we've built into this bond request is updated wiring for every school, updated switches, which help all of the traffic flow throughout the school correctly, and a wireless access point in every single classroom. Because we know not only with sort of mobile technology and the changes in 21st century education, but also with the expectation, I think there's a really funny graphic out that's Bloom's taxonomy, and it shows basic needs and or it's Maslow's hierarchy actually. Basic needs before food, water, and shelter are Wi-Fi. So we know that people come into our schools, they expect the lights to turn on and the water to run, but they also expect Wi-Fi to just work. And right now we only have about 30% of the density we want.
Teachers can't really teach and access the internet easily, and students can't learn. Testing is interrupted. It's really very, very frustrating trying to get online now, and that's one of the big things that these bonds will fix.
And so what school do you say has the biggest problem?
Well, I would say with regard to technology, the school that's got the highest ramp-up time is probably Washington Middle School, right in the center of town. They're a school that only has 1 network drop per classroom on average. So imagine all the different things you might want to plug in to get onto the internet. Several student computers, a projector, a teacher computer, a printer. All of those things are competing for one place to plug them in that school. So that's what I mean. The wiring is sort of non-exciting, but it's so essential. It's the stuff that you don't see and you don't think about. You just assume it's there. It's not there.
Wow. That sounds really hard. And so, what besides technology, what other main issues are you guys focusing on?
Well, keep in mind that this bond issue is going to cover three main things.
Okay.
Technology is one of them. Updated safety and security is another. And then adding capacity and updating our classroom learning environments to accommodate 21st century teaching and learning.
Yeah.
So those are our three main focuses of this bond.
And reducing overcrowding as well.
That's right. Keep in mind, by 2017, so next school year, our elementary schools will not have space for the students in them. I mean, we make space and we find ways to fit these kids, but unfortunately that includes janitors' closets, storage
Bathrooms.
closets, taking computer labs out of production and turning them into classrooms, because we don't have places to put those elementary students. We're seeing a lot of growth in Missoula, which is a huge bonus. We all love that. It's great for our economic vitality, but we need to find a place to put those students and educate them in a very, healthy, productive way rather than in just a make-do way.
But also with some of the growth that's it also helps offset some of the costs.
Right.
For these
It
schools.
reduces the tax burden on people for in paying for the bonds. As our tax base increases, our individual obligations will decrease over time. Also important to remember, we're not going to issue all of these bonds at once if these measures pass. That simply wouldn't be responsible. We are going to issue some of them and phase these projects in gradually as the school district can manage the projects and as the local construction industry can absorb a project of this magnitude.
Yeah.
Great. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
The other thing I wanted to identify, we've had a lot of questions from folks saying, how come we haven't done this over time? How did we get to this place? And I think the recognition of the difference between a building reserve levy, which pays for maintenance that can happen over time, a little bit each year, and a bond, which pays for large capital projects, is really important. So when you have something like the roof at Hellgate High School, which would cost $500,000 to replace in 1 year, a building reserve would never provide the district that much funding in 1 year to actually get that done. So that's why we're asking voters for a bond project so we can actually fund all the improvements.
Yeah, it seems to be more cost effective to do it all at once rather than over time.
And one of the things that people are also asking is what is the money going to? Like if there's a receipt, something that they can look up, where can they find this?
Well, that's a great question. So all of the estimates for what we'll spend on each school are on our website. So if you go to mcpsmt.org, you'll see a cost breakdown for each school in those major categories. I think in terms of reporting out to taxpayers what we do with the money should the bonds pass, we'll also have places on our website that will be available so people can see what final costs look like.
Great. And so where can people find more information?
mcpsmt.org. Click on the Smart Schools 2020 icon, and also yesformissoulaschools.org.
Great. Awesome.
Thank you so much.
you
Thank
guys.
you.
We will be right back after this.
I'm a junior at Sentinel High School, and I need a smart school because I want to be able to study political science when I graduate.
I want to be able to focus on learning and not waiting for slow technology.
I want to be able to focus on learning, not sweating in August and freezing all winter long.
MCPS is hosting community open houses in every school.
Learn how that impacts students like me.
Have the opportunity
To provide input and ask questions.
get smart about our public schools.
Visit a Smart Schools 2020 open house.
Please visit www.mcpsmt.org.
Sergeant Greg Amison with the Missoula Police Department. I'd like to talk a little bit about bicycles riding on the sidewalks in the city of Missoula, which we see a lot because Missoula is a very bike-friendly town. I would just like to let bicyclists know that they do have to yield to pedestrians on the sidewalk safely because they travel faster than a pedestrian, so they do have to do that in a safe manner. And then when you get to a crosswalk, you are actually required to slow your bicycle down to what would be called a pedestrian pace, and you cannot begin crossing until it's safe to do so.
No matter what you're planning, if you plan to drink, plan to have a friend get you home. Get ride home ideas and tools at plantolive.mt.gov.
Sergeant Greg Amos with the Missoula Police Department. I'd like to talk a little bit about something I see downtown routinely, and that is pedestrians crossing against the pedestrian heads. So I'd just like to explain what is actually legal. You cannot begin crossing in the crosswalk when it's either flashing and in the countdown or solid red. The only time it's legal to begin crossing in that crosswalk is when the white crossing sign is displayed. What the countdown is for, and the only thing that that's there for, is to tell you how much time you have to finish crossing the street, presuming that you started when it was legal to do so.
Hey, we're back here with Alex
from
Fergario. Sorry, I could not pronounce that name. I was gonna ask.
It's a hard one, yeah.
So we are here. Alex is here from Taste Buds Kitchen as we finally have our cooking segment.
Yep.
And so what are we doing today?
Today we're going to be decorating a gingerbread house.
Wow.
Nice.
So tell us, what are some of the misconceptions that people have when building a gingerbread house?
Well, let's see. Some of the misconceptions people have is that you have to make your own gingerbread. Gingerbread can be a little bit tricky. A lot of times it comes out too soft for a house, because usually when you build a house you want to display it for a while. And so if you make a traditional gingerbread cookie, which is a little more moist and really great to eat, it can fall apart over time. And then secondly, the frosting is really important as well. You want to use meringue frosting that has a lot of egg whites in it and a lot of powdered sugar, and that hardens, and that what allows your house to stay together and all your candy and goodies to stay on.
So is it the egg whites that help it cement, like, because it's a bonding agent for a lot of cooking? I'm trying to sound smart. But.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly it. Yeah. You can buy meringue frosting mixes that you just add water to. But
so
then what it is just egg white and confectioner's sugar, and then some sort of lipid usually, so that it doesn't get too hard and crack.
And so how would you recommend to start out a gingerbread house when decorating?
When decorating, I usually recommend starting out with the roof, because it's the largest surface. And you can see I did one side ahead of time, and I used shredded wheat as the shingles. But I left one side blank as well, because I figured you guys would want to try out some of these techniques, and wanted to leave you some canvas to work with.
Go ahead, Noelle.
I know, I'm going to try it out. Okay, so he said...
Let's put a couple windows in.
He recommended it to start from the top like this, and then squeeze down, right?
Yep, so if you pinch it right at the rubber band with your thumb and index finger, and then kind of squeeze with your other 3 fingers, it'll squeeze the frosting from the top of the bag out the bottom.
Okay, perfect.
And you do this kind of stuff with the community as well. You guys are an education. So the Taste Bud Kitchen, which is where you're from, you do education classes. You teach people how to cook and do this kind of thing.
Correct, yeah. At Taste Buds Kitchen, we offer cooking classes for every age from 2 to 99.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So when did you guys start? Because I know that you're fairly new, right?
Yeah, we're just approaching our 3rd month of business right now.
That's awesome.
So we opened at the end of July, and it's been a great run so far. We've had a lot of kids through the kitchen.
Nice.
That's awesome.
And do you guys offer like summer camps or weekly specials and stuff?
We do, yeah. We offer workshops every week for young kids 2 to 6, which are parent and child. We offer camps all summer for kids ages 4 to 13, and we break them up. They're young kids in the morning and the older kids in the afternoon.
So what can you tell Noelle, like...
any recommendations?
Well, no, so...
This is not as easy as it looks, you guys.
So far you're doing a great job. And if you ever have lines that don't look as straight as you want, you can always place candy on them to kind of cover it.
That's what I was kind of going to do, just do some...
So do you put the frosting on the gingerbread before you put the item on, or do you put it on the item and just stick it on the gingerbread house?
Either one would work.
Okay.
Yeah, you can put it on the back of the candy and place it on there, or you can lay a line of the frosting down and then place the candy over the top of it. It's pretty thick stuff, and it hardens within about 5 to 10 minutes.
Wow.
To where the candy will really stick. So it works great for whatever sort of things you can imagine to put on there, and any designs you can do.
And then where do you get your gingerbread from? Do you make it? Do you buy it?
We buy our gingerbread from
yeah.
an online company called CK Products, and it's just because we go through so many gingerbread houses, and sometimes we'll host events that have up to 20 people, and so to make that much gingerbread would just take a long time.
Yeah, nice. And so what's your favorite kind? Do you like building gingerbread people or building gingerbread houses more?
I prefer the houses.
You prefer the houses?
Yeah.
Okay.
I worked in the construction industry for a long time, so this kind of gives me a chance to get back into that and lay some shingles down and build a foundation. So yeah, I really enjoy the houses.
Do you, with your education, do you use a lot of like construction metaphors?
Yeah.
You gotta lay down the foundation.
Lay down the foundation, sir.
Yeah, I think with the houses, it's important to kind of use some of those metaphors. And practically speaking, for instance, when I did the shingles and used the shredded wheat, if you stagger them as opposed to putting them all in a row, just like real shingles, it gives it kind of a better look. So.
Yeah, you guys check that out. Pretty sweet. Yeah, that's great. Oh, here. Yeah, so this is what he did. That's awesome, with those little fence down there, and then I'll show you guys my side. I don't know. It's coming along.
It's looking
great. Scott, do you want to try?
Yeah, sure.
You want to trade spots? Okay.
Yeah. I'll just hand you the
Yep.
the remote that changes
The
our
remote,
cameras.
Yep.
From close
Okay,
up.
so now this is Scott's attempt.
All right. Pinch up here.
Yep, just pinch right up top at the rubber band.
I'll
You kind
put
of
it a little more
squeeze
center.
with your other 3 fingers.
Okay, I think that'll be a good shot right there.
Yeah, and so this time of year, around Halloween, we do haunted gingerbread houses.
Okay.
And then as we get closer to Christmas, we'll start doing traditional Christmas gingerbread houses all through December.
And then, so what does a haunted gingerbread house look like?
Well, as you can see, there's pumpkins and candy corn. We use the green frosting. And then we use these cookies and some black gel to make little RIP tombstones as well.
Nice.
Yeah. But really the kids, I mean, they come up with all kinds of great ideas. You know, I'm fairly creative, but the things that the kids come up with in the kitchen always kind of amaze me. So I'm really excited to see what kind of haunted gingerbread house ideas they come up with.
And so, how many classes a week do you guys have?
You know, it varies, but usually we run at least 2 classes a day. We run 3 adult classes a week. Whenever schools close, we run camps. So every week is kind of different, but we run usually between 5 to 15 classes a week.
That's awesome. And so, what age range are you seeing most of?
Our most common age range we see is around 4 to 10. Because of the summer camps we offer that are 4 to 8-year-olds in the morning and then 9 to 13 in the afternoon. But we also see a lot of really young kids that are between the ages of 2 and 5 that come in for our parent-child workshops.
Oh, fun.
And we have a lot of adults through as well.
Oh, that's awesome. And so, what's a parent-child workshop? Can you kind of tell us about that?
So in the parent-child workshops, these are the young kids, like I said, usually 2 to 4 years old, and they come in and they make either pizza or cupcakes. We have a lot of different classes we offer. And the child sits at the table and does all the mixing and making of the recipe, and the parent sits right behind them and kind of helps out, and usually takes a lot of pictures.
Thank you. Yeah, I bet. That's awesome.
But it's really nice because my wife and I, we have a 3-year-old who loves to cook, and anyone who ever has cooked with kids at home knows that it's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of cleanup. So at our kitchen, you come in, get to have all the fun of cooking and enjoying the recipes, but then when you're done, you get to leave and we take care of the dishes.
Yeah.
What made you transition from construction to cooking?
I have an education background. I graduated from U of M in 2008 with an English degree.
Oh, cool.
And so I've been out of teaching for a while. I love to cook, and so this was kind of the perfect way to get back into both.
Well, and there's not really anything like this in Missoula either. Like, the Good Food Store does some cooking classes, but there's none.
They're also a grocery store, too.
Yeah, they're also a grocery store, but there are no, like, cooking places that are, like, tailored for children, or even at all, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it
just
was
kitchens. Yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely something that, like I said, as a parent, we could tell this was something that Missoula needed and that people would be interested in.
Yeah, and you said that you guys have been really successful in the past 3 months?
Yeah, so far it's been great. We've had a ton of kids through. We've ran a lot of great events, and so it's been really good.
That's awesome. That's great. And so where can people find more information about you guys?
They can go to tastebudskitchen.com, and all our classes are listed on there, and you can register for all our classes, and you can always call us at 616-BUDS as well.
Okay, and then where are you guys located?
We're at 131 East Main, just a block off of Higgins.
Great. Yeah. Awesome. Was there anything else that you want to tell us about gingerbread making?
Any like techniques that you usually like to use?
You know, nothing in particular. I always just emphasize for people to squeeze from the top down, and if you can keep your motion fairly consistent, it can be a little easier to get those nice straight lines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And if you're having flow problems, you can always cut the bag a little wider, and then it comes out a lot faster.
Yeah, and then so for people that may want to do this at home, where can they get these ingredients?
You know, you can always find great gingerbread recipes online. I would just recommend that people bake them a little longer if they're going to make houses, because that way it's a little harder and firm. And then there's always meringue recipes online as well. Or at the grocery store, they sell pre-made frostings and usually gingerbread house kits as well.
Perfect, great. Well, thank you very much.
Hey, thank you.
Well, and you guys heard it here. Alex from Taste Buds Kitchen. We'll be right back after this.
Your smartphone can help you find a bar, alert your friends that you're in the bar, update you on your team while you're at the bar, and now, let you know you need a ride home from the bar. That is smart. Download blood alcohol calculators for your phone at plantolive.mt.gov.
I'm a junior at Sentinel High School, and I need a smart school because I want to be able to study political science when I graduate.
I want to be able to focus on learning and not waiting for slow technology.
I want to be able to focus on learning, not sweating in August and freezing all winter long.
MCPS is hosting community open houses in every school.
Learn how that impacts students like me. Have the opportunity to provide input and ask questions.
Get smart about our public schools.
Visit a Smart Schools 2020 open house.
Please visit www.mcpsmt.org.
Sergeant Greg Amos with
All right.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, guys.
We hope that you guys enjoyed that cooking segment as much as we did. Now we have a better idea of how to make gingerbread houses and how to decorate them. Did you make gingerbread houses a lot when you were younger, Scott?
Oh yeah, everyone has.
Oh yeah.
Everyone has.
Everyone, of course. Well, I've never really been that crafty.
Oh, I'm definitely not crafty or artsy or anything. That's why I stuck with music.
Yeah. Yep. Music was the way to do it. Yep. Well, I've got some stuff going on for you guys today. What I kind of have noticed over my year and a half of chatting about events is that there's never really that much stuff going on Sundays or Mondays, which makes sense because, you know, it's the end and the beginning of the week. But always as soon as Tuesday hits and from there on out, it's just like, everyone wants to do everything. So, starting this morning at 9:30 a.m. is Family Fun Time over at Ms. Mo Gymnastics. So this is, it's just an open gym for ages walking to 12 years. Yeah, just go and hang out and have a grand old time. And then we've got preschool playgroup over at Bitter Gymnastics at 11. This is an open gym for ages walking to 5 years, so a bit of a younger crowd. And so they set up activities and stations around the gym, and then children and parents get to rotate and choose what they want to do. Over at Montgomery Distillery, they've got their Moscow Monday, which is their community night. So $1 from each cocktail sold that goes to a different nonprofit in the area. Bridge Group is over at the Missoula Senior Center at 1 p.m. It's the Beginners Brush Up Group. And then they have more advanced groups later on in the week. And then over at the Missoula Public Library, they've got open time in their makerspace, which is at 1:30. And this allows you to explore the resources of the makerspace, learn how to use the equipment, or to work on a project of your choice. It's from 1 to 3. And then they have electronics exploration after that from 3 to 7. And so that's about this, kind of like the same thing. So they're going to be talking about small electronic platforms like Arduino, Raspberry Pi, Snap Circuits, and Little Bits, which if you don't know what any of those are, you can go in there and find out. So they welcome participants from beginners to advanced software programmers. So 3 to 7. So from about 1 to 7 in their makerspace, they've got enough time for you to go in there and check it out. Over at the Top Hat Lounge, we've got Raising the Dead, the live recorded shows of the Grateful Dead from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. They've got 40 years of wonderful Grateful Dead music at the Top Hat. Yeah, starting at 5. Then over at Plonk, starting at 6 p.m. is a service industry night. You can get a good menu. If you work in the service industry, you can ask them for a menu. And then you can get exclusive deals on appetizers and drinks. Yeah, it's pretty great. And then over at the Missoula Public Library, they've got an intro to email class, learning the basics of creating an email account, writing a message, including attachments, sending and receiving messages. Goes from 6 to 7 in the computer classroom. And then over at Cabela's, it's a Join the Boy Scouts night. So they're hosting the first annual Scout night. Oh, so it's boys and girls. First annual Scout night. So you can go on down, get signed up for the Scouts while participating in different activities. So they have BB guns, archery, knot tying, and scavenger hunt.
So the boys can trade popcorn for cookies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nice.
So yeah,
Good
because
figure.
I just bought some popcorn from
Little Boy Scouts.
Little Boy Scout when they gave it me.
Oh, sweet little things. Man, those cookies, when they get on sale, they're like hot commodities. It's like hot cakes. Everyone loves the cookies from the Girl Scouts. It's awful. Okay.
Okay, settle down.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that cooking segment got me crazy. So fun. I'm so excited. Okay.
You drank the frosting?
Yeah. I didn't. It's too early for sweets. Even though I'm totally going to go get a mocha after. Okay, I'm moving on, everyone. Calm down. So, at the University of Montana, they've got the T. Anthony Pollner Lecture. So, if you guys don't know what the T. Anthony Pollner is, so it's a seminar where it's, so let's see. I won't do the backstory. So it's a seminar that is at the university, and each semester they are able to fly in and have a visiting journalist. So either from like last semester, spring semester 2015, they had one from the New York Times. So he came and chatted, and he does like a seminar and a lecture, and then also teaches a class. And then so this semester is Kevin Van Kankelberg, and he is been teaching this seminar. He's a sports journalist, and so he will be giving the talk tonight. So it's at the University of Montana at 7 p.m. And it's called The Art of Storytelling Will Always Be What Matters, Not the Medium. Lecture is free and open to the public, and he is a sports award-winning sports reporter. And then over at the Atonement Lutheran Church, they're having their Garden City Stamp Club regular meeting. So obviously this is a regular meeting. New members are welcome. New members receive stamp, and you just go in there and get crazy. It's Monday. And then my last event for Monday is Blues Monday at the Badland at 9 p.m. It's Blues Night starting Monday, so that's great. Go in there. They've got their Jazz Sundays, their Blues Mondays. Yeah. So now we're going to switch gears over to Asaph's segment.
Well, recently I've been doing those stories like I did on Carol Burnett, and I called her the most funniest woman ever on television. Now we're going to talk about the funniest man probably in history. He was once called America's Clown. And that was his purpose in life, to make people laugh as the clown. He's credited with launching people like Jerry Lewis and some of the other comedians of the past. Anyway, we're talking about Richard Bernard, known to the world as Red Skelton. Red Skelton was born in 1913. He was an American entertainer, best known for national radio, television acts between 1937 to 1971. So that gives you an idea how much influence this guy had with his comedy over the years. And he was the host of the Red Skelton Show, and he's got numerous stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He's worked in radio, television, did vaudeville, nightclubs, casinos, and a flyover of his career very quickly before we show this clip. He's been doing pantomime since he was 10 years old. He's worked in traveling medicine shows and showboats and burlesque circuits when he was little in 1934. And his radio career began in 1937. He hosted the Raleigh cigarette program in 1941, where he created his characters, as we're about to see in a moment here. And of course, radio throughout 1957, all the way up to the time he retired. And we lost him at the age of 84 in 1997. Here's a clip here where he shows off his comedic pantomime skills.
speaking of crimes, the greatest criminals and the greatest thieves in the world are mice. So with that in mind, I would like to do a pantomime of a little mouse stealing some cheese.
Now, it would be impossible to talk about everything this man has done in his lifetime because his career has expanded more than 50 years plus, something like 60 years. But he spent his entire life just making people laugh, from radio to television. In fact, my parents used to watch this man on television when I was growing up, so that's how come I'm familiar with him. And he's had some characters like Clem Cadiddlehopper, and he would do these two birds, Heathcliff and Gertrude. You know, he'd put his hands under his armpits and do the talking skit, something like this here. So, you know, again, it would be impossible to talk about everything. This guy's got like a 10-page information thing, so I'm just doing a flyover here. So that's my brief tribute to Red Skelton, who is probably the funniest man in history.
Nice. Thank you very much, Asaph. That was Musical Notes with Asaph Adonai. And so now we've got some stuff going on for tomorrow. So starting at Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. is Tiny Tales of the Missoula Public Library. This is for birth through 36 months, so 3 years. And they just sing songs and learn finger plays and nursery rhymes and hear stories at the public library. And then over at the Alps Boardroom is Shooting the Bull Toastmasters. This is where you can grow your vocabulary, increase your public speaking, become an effective leader, learn more social skills. Yeah. Starts at noon. And then over at the Missoula Art Museum, they've got an after-school art adventure with Bev Gluckert. So it's from 3:45 to 5:15 on Tuesdays for ages 7 to 12. And so they're going to explore the MAM exhibits, and then the young artists will create art based on their experiences in the MAM galleries. Yeah, projects will include printmaking, assembling, painting, and more. Over at the Missoula Public Library, they've got their young adult volunteer orientation starting at 3:30. This is where you can learn about ways to volunteer and play some games to learn some new skills. And they always have chocolate. And then over in their Frenchtown Branch Library, they've got their Lego Club from 4 to 6. At Imagination Brewing Company, there's a traditional Irish music at 6 p.m. Over at the Dram Shop, they've got Missoula Ski Education Foundation registration. That was a mouthful. So if you want to be a part of the ski education, you can, for the 2015-2016 season, you can visit with our coaches and learn more about their alpine skiing programs at the Dram Shop starting at 6 p.m. tomorrow. Then over at the University of Montana in the UC North Ballroom, they're having a discussion and a presentation called Mass Extinctions in Geologic Time. So geosciences professor George Stanley will present that, and then he'll also present so it's mass extinctions in geologic time and the implication for past, present, and future. Over at Bird Street Bistro, this event is really cool. They're doing they're hosting a butchering demonstration at Bird Street Bistro at 6 p.m. tomorrow. So attendees will learn techniques for braising sausage and stock making from Walker Hunter and Brian Brock. And this also, it'll be a live butchering demonstration, and then they will walk attendees about how to properly butcher wild game, utilize less traditional cuts, and make the most of the harvest. $15 in advance, $15 or $12 for students. Picking Circle is over at the Top Hat Lounge starting at 6 p.m., 6 to 8, for bluegrass-oriented musicians. System Check is at the Missoula Public Library. This is the official gamers club for ages 19 and under. They have all the games that you could ever want. over at the Missoula Insectarium, this is a fun event for both parents and children. It's called Bugs and Brews, Extravagant Weapons. So Bugs and Brews is a new monthly lecture series at the Missoula Insectarium featuring local beer, exhibit exploration, and inspiring arthropod-related lecture. So this will be from the Dram Shop and the Missoula Brewing Company, and a lecture by Douglas J. Elam, a UN professor and author of Animal Weapons, The Evolution of Battle. So it'll be about animal weapons, yeah, and then you'll drink some great beer. So, let's see, cost is $5, includes 2 drink tickets, and it's from 6:30 to 8:30. So maybe it's not for kids. Don't do that. Don't bring your kids. But you should go. It sounds like it'll be really cool. And then over at the Roxy Theater, they have got a documentary that they're showing called Run Free, starts at 7. And it's directed by Sterling Norin, and it chronicles the life of American ultra running legend Micah True and his quest to create an ultra marathon in Mexico's Copper Canyon to promote and preserve a Terra Humera running tradition. Cost is $15. Wild Child will be at the Top Hat Lounge at 8 p.m. $12 in advance, $15 day of show. This is music now that I'm on to. He Whose Ox is Gored is at the Zootown Arts Community Center at 8 p.m. It's a Seattle band. Yeah. Oh, and it's all ages, that one, so that'll be fun. And then the Missoula Music Showcase is at the Badlander at 9. And then Turquoise, as well as the Quick and Easy Boys, will be at Stage 112 at 9. So that's what's going on for your today and tomorrow. As always, you can check out MissoulaEvents.net, the newspaper, the Independent, or the University of Montana website.
Right?
Yeah.
And of course, we do have a special. We've had Hatton Lemon and Susan Hay Patrick. And we had Alex Fergario, and now we're going to talk about ourselves in terms of things that your kids and your kids can do for MCAT, and it's our Stop Animation Drop-In that started last Saturday. Yep. And we're going to show you some videos that they made with that little help from us. And here is some stop animation and some live action stuff that happened just last Saturday, and I think it's great. Here it is.
Whoa, what's going on here?
Prepare to die, human.
Not today.
No.
I'm so good at skate of the board. Whoa! Oh god, that kind of hurt. Oh my god. Oh jeez, that was one rough one. Oh god. Wow, that hurt a lot. Oh man. Oh, is that a skateboard? No, it's gonna come down. Oh.
Buddy, watch where you're going.
That was pretty good for a first week.
So that was first day of camp. We had about 6 kids show up. And so those are some of the movies that they made. And it was so successful and so fun. So from here on out, you guys, every Saturday from 1 to 5, $10, and then after 3 o'clock, it's just only $5.
And then every Monday you get to see what some of the kids get to do.
Yeah, and you just.
And then Friday, can't forget Flagship Friday. So there's just a whole bunch of wacky kid videos.
It's so fun though. The kids are so inventive and creative, and thankfully Missoula's got some resources for them to be creative like this.
And it's good that I'm immature enough to relate to them on a mature level.
Me too. That's how I feel too. It's good that I can still remain really, really silly and not be judged. Actually, they totally judge me sometimes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There are definitely times where I'm just like being crazy, and they definitely give me some weird looks. And I'm like, whatever, you're like 10.
Yeah.
No, I hurt them, and I'm super excited. Yeah, so bring your kid in, hang out with Scott and I, and our other pal Mason. We'll just kick it, make some movies.
Yep.
It's a good time.
And you can sign up on our website, mcat.org. So we're going to go backwards on this one. So if you go to mcat.org and you go to our stop animation, so you have to stop it where it says stop animation. So you click through here, boom, stop animation. So you click on it, and you can sign up here. You just scroll on down, and then you fill out sign up online.
Woo! Yeah. So come in, or you can even drop in too. Yeah, you can sign up online. You can even drop in as well.
And you can also like us on our Facebook page.
Oh, like us on our Facebook page, as well, Missoula Community Access Television on Facebook, as well as Missoula Community Access Television on Twitter. You can like you can like Wake Up Missoula on Twitter. You can also like Wake Up Missoula on our Facebook page. And to find out more information about us, just go to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. That's where we will have all of our programs and shows and everything that you could want. Yeah. But thanks for tuning in with us, you guys.
I do want to thank our very own cooking segment.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yes, Alex Fergario from Taste Bud Kitchens.
Yep.
You can find more information online if you look up Taste Bud Kitchens, Missoula.
Yep, and they're tailored to all ages for cooking classes if you guys need any. So check them out.
And of course, I want to thank Susan Hay-Patrick and Hatton Lemon for joining us again. And they'll probably be on next Monday to talk more about it. Yeah. But if you haven't gotten your mail and ballots, you can easily go to the courthouse. They have their own little elections area right there, so that can help you along the way. But also, you can go to Missoula Votes online.
Something like that. Yeah, one of those websites. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. For Wake Up Missoula, I'm Noelle McAvoy.
And I'm Scott Rampf.